Hi everyone, I am once again so excited because I have two of the new YSL quads. They are the Couture mini clutch palettes. This is what the packaging looks like. So cute. I've never tried the larger palettes from YSL because they're expensive. They're like $150 and none of the color stories really like grabbed me. I think they're 10 or 12 shades or something like that, and they just, I don't know, sometimes luxury gets you, sometimes it doesn't, and those ones never have. But these have really intrigued me, and one of the reasons is because Chic Profile 3 on Instagram got them early, and the shades she got, she has been raving about, like best eyeshadows she's tried all year, has really been into them. She had two of the like warmer pinkier color stories, which weren't really my jam, so when they became available I picked up the ones that are my jam. I hope, and yeah, they're here. So I got these from Harvey Nichols, which is a UK department store. They do ship to the US. Shipping to the US is $30, so keep that in mind. It is DHL. It comes relatively quickly. This was my first time ordering from Harvey Nichols, since I typically try to order from Selfridges if I'm ordering from the UK, because their customer service is very good and reliable, and I know that, and I pay for their shipping subscription. Anyway, so these came from Harvey Nichols. I forget how much I paid for them. I believe they ended up being about $65–70 each. I don't know what they will cost when they release in the US, but my guess is that based on the prices of the large YSL palettes, which are like $150, versus the price of the YSL palettes in UK, I think they'll end up being about that much US. It may be a little bit less, around like $65, but they definitely will be like a luxury priced quad. The shades that I got, and I have opened them and taken photos, but I haven't swatched them, touched them, used them at all, so I guess I'm gonna take the little brushes out so I can show you. So this is 300, which is Kasbah Spices, just sort of like a beigey warm. And then the other one that I got, again, well, hold on, I flipped it over to flip out the brushes, and the whole little quad came out. It's in there with like a little sticker, so let's be careful. I wondered if they came out on purpose because they just kind of had that feeling, but it turns out they come out on accident. Anyway, so this is 100, and this one is called Stora Dolls. So this one is called Stora Dolls. I don't know what that means or what that's in reference to. If you do, let me know. So this one's more like cool tone neutral. And now we're gonna swatch them, and I'm so excited and so scared because I have to ruin like the perfect pretty embossing. I'm gonna start by swatching Kasbah Spices, which is the warmer one, but I will just swatch them side by side. The embossing, they are fairly soft in the pan, so that embossing goes away fast. So that is the sparkly shade. This is the light matte. I'm doing a terrible job swatching. This is the dark brown matte. And then that one's the warm, I don't even know, like kind of terracotta-y matte. Let's see if we can build up that sparkle just a little. Yeah. So that is Kasbah Spices. And then let's swatch. This is palette 100. That is the first shade that has the sparkle. This shade, which is also kind of like a satin. The dark matte. So you can see it's a cooler toned dark brown than that one. And then this last one is that like kind of taupey color, and it's also a satin. So in this one you have the shiny shade and then 3 mattes. In this one you have the shiny shade and then 2 satins and a matte. Kasbah Spices because it was 3 mattes and 1 sparkle, and I thought I wanted more mattes, or less mattes, because usually when formulas are exciting, it's not the mattes that get you excited. But as far as color stories go, these were the ones that really I thought would be the kind that I used and grabbed for. I'm just kind of lightly setting my eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder, just so they're not like super tacky. We're gonna go in with Kasbah Spices, the warmer one, first, and I'm gonna do one look on one eye, one on the other with either palette. I think that'll just be the easiest way. I'm gonna go in with the lightest matte from Kasbah Spices, and these are like fairly soft, and I just want to see like how light that is on my skin tone and kind of set up my whole. They're very soft, so just be gentle. Use your gentle brushes. Oftentimes that means a synthetic, but not always. This is a Sonia G Blender Pro, and I'm gonna go into that kind of terracotta matte and just use that in my crease. And I think actually I'm gonna put that on my mobile lid too, and because what we're gonna do is just sort of top this color with that sparkle, since that sparkle really is meant to be like a topper shade. So we'll use this as our all over with a little in that crease. Blend it up. Now, it's always good to keep in mind that I am not necessarily great at makeup. I am just very enthusiastic about makeup. So if you don't like the way I do my eyeshadow, sorry. Now I'm gonna go in with that darker brown on a Sonia G Mini Booster, which is just a smaller but still kind of fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna build depth in my outer corner, because I think that's relatively flattering on my eye shape. And I'm gonna bring it out just a little. These do blend so easily into each other. I can, like, I'm taking this out and it just kind of diffuses. This is nice. These are, yeah, this is really nice. A lot of times, especially darker shades, you know, they want to land where you place them first and they don't blend out so evenly, or, you know, you can diffuse them in that spot, but you can't necessarily pull them into other placements. And right now, since I don't necessarily want this to be very dark, it's nice that I can just kind of diffuse it and move it around. That's really pretty. So for the sparkly shade, I'm just going to use my finger. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take a smaller, denser brush and go into that light matte again and just brighten right here, but with a matte instead of, I don't think I'm going to put that sparkle right there, but I just want to bring a little bit of lightness right there. And again, there is kick up, so just be really, really light-handed. If you're not one who can be really light-handed with your makeup, these might not be for you. You might be kind of frustrated with how soft the shadows are. And that's the sparkle shade topped over that terracotta. It's not like, it's not an opaque sparkle, but it actually does cover pretty well. So that is the look with Kasbah Spices. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that terracotta matte just here to bring it up a little higher, so you can see it a little better. We're gonna sort of do the same pattern on the other side so it doesn't look super weird. But I'm gonna apply them in a different order just to kind of see, because we do have different textures here. So this time I'm going into that taupe matte in Stora Dolls, and I'm it is not a matte, that taupe satin and bringing that all over my mobile lid. And I'm just kind of seeing, because sometimes satins really play like mattes and sometimes they play a little bit more like metallics. So you want to see, I just wanted to see like if it was the first thing down, which direction it would go. And really that satinness to it, I think, is much more matte leaning than it is metallic leaning. So if you're wondering about that, like I don't think you're seeing a lot of sparkle from it. That can be good or bad depending on your preferences. I'm going to take the dark brown from Stora Dolls and do the same thing just over here in my crease. Nope, in my outer corner. And deepen that. And again, I'm going to kind of bring it out, but I'm also going to bring it onto my lash line a little. And also because I have kind of hooded eyes, like they are, but you don't always know. And they definitely crease a lot, so I will sometimes, like, I have to keep my eyes closed and then check forward facing to make sure it's actually following the line I want it to follow when my eyes are open. Because sometimes it doesn't. And it turns out that's why I'm not good at winged liner, but I just thought it was a deficit. So just know sometimes if you're trying to do something and it keeps not working for you, it might just be because your eyes are shaped differently than the person that you're watching. And you can find something that will create the same effect but with a different technique. Okay, I like that a lot. And again, that matte blended really well. And now I'm gonna do the same thing with that lighter satin. Yeah. And I'm gonna put it here and bring it up so you can, yeah, you can definitely see the difference in shine compared to this one and this one. So there is shine, maybe even a little. I'm looking at the swatches. It's a little bit more than that taupey satin. It's not sparkly like the sparkly shade we're about to put down, but it is more sparkly than the satin, because remember we have the satin all over the lid and you're seeing more reflection from this one. At least I hope you're seeing it, because I'm seeing it. So I'll bring that up there too. Kind of just blend that out so it doesn't look silly on me. Dust it off this brush so that I can do that a little. And then we're gonna go over the satin with that topper. This topper is a little bit more opaque, I think, than the one from Kasbah Spices, but not really. So I think over that satin, you're still gonna get to appreciate both. I'm gonna have to re-glue that down so it doesn't jostle. So again, a finger. I just like applying high sparkle with my finger. I think it's easier. Yeah. These are beautiful and so easy to use. Like, one of the things about luxury makeup that I think is forgotten a lot, especially like with a very saturated beauty culture, you know, is that a lot of luxury makeup, the key thing that their demographic wants is that it's very easy to use. Because if you look at the traditional target demographic for luxury makeup, it tends to be like professional women who just kind of by definition would be a little bit older, with more disposable income, more established, all those things. And so if you're a professional woman, you probably don't have a ton of time to do your makeup all the time, but you still want to be able to like put together a look either that you can take to work with you or that you've got an event, whatever. So you do get some of these like sparkle shines because you can glam it up real quick, but you want those mattes to blend really easily and those kinds of things, so that it doesn't take you a lot of time. And then you sort of have like the other end, I think, of like the internet makeup sphere, which is like indie, and it's like these really pigmented mattes that are very vibrant, but sometimes you have to like coax them into blending a little bit more. And if you're using colors that aren't as skin native, like blues, the way those blend into the skin is they're never gonna blend really well into your skin because you're not blue. But even still, they take a little bit more time. even if they're well formulated. And of course, formulation can like change. It doesn't matter, you get it. But luxury stuff, often the purpose is that it's easy, it's quick. That can sometimes be a drawback for me because I want to spend the time doing my makeup. Like, I luxuriate in the process. That is often when I don't reach for my luxury stuff, is when I'm hoping to just be able to sit and like spend time doing my makeup. Because sometimes, even despite my best intentions, if I'm using like a luxury foundation and a luxury eyeshadow palette, it just kind of comes together really fast. The foundation blends out, it's on, it's done. I'm like, oh, that was quick. So keep that in mind. It's like, again, it's not a bad thing. It definitely has its purpose and its place. It can be a reason that you start exploring higher end stuff because you're looking for something that just kind of is a little bit more seamless for you. Again, a lot of those luxury foundations, which if you're gonna splurge in a category, foundation is where I would do it, because I do think that you see the most difference in foundations from drugstore to luxury. Not that there's not good stuff in the entire range, but a luxury foundation, it's often just like, wow, how was I missing this? Even when you like the thing that you're already using. Whereas eyeshadows, I think it's easier to get good formulas at all price levels. If you're going for something similar, if you're going for something super bright, you're not finding that in luxury anyway, generally. Blush can be, there's a lot of blush across the range now too, so that's not really like where you need to splurge, I don't think. One of the things that you get in luxury in some color makeup, so like lipsticks, blushes, is just the nuanced color. Pigments vary both in quality and, quality really, and what you can do with them. So a lot of times you'll find that like lipsticks in the drugstore kind of all fall within this certain like undertone, and it's hard to find like your perfect nuanced nude or your perfect nuanced red. And then you go to Chanel and look at lipsticks and it's like they're all red, but they're all red because they all are doing something slightly different with the pigment. And so you do get in some ways, I think, more skin flattering pigments and colors in luxury, and that is, I think, where the formula differs more from like drugstore and sometimes mid-range too. So keep those things in mind. These, I think, are very easy to use, and also like that refined sparkle, that really just beautiful blend of the mattes and the satins, I think is delightful. I kind of don't always put stuff on my lower lash line, mostly because I forget and also because I get mascara transfer a lot. But let's just do that. I'm just gonna do a little bit of lower lash line color, and on the Kasbah Spices side, I'm going to use that terracotta shade and just bring it right here gently because I have the wateriest eyes. That's another reason that I frequently don't do it, because if I miss, my eye is gonna water like crazy. Let's do our Stora Dolls side, and I'm taking that satiny taupe. And this is that lightest, not quite satin, not quite sporkle. So one of the things I'm gonna try real quick is something that I saw on Rose and Ben's Instagram. The handle is Rose and Ben. One of the things I have a problem with, especially now that it's hot and I'm sweaty, is mascara transfer. And Rose and Ben just posted a reel about setting your eyelashes, because the oil from skincare and also just your skin on your eyelashes can be one of the reasons that your mascara doesn't like set and therefore transfers. So I am apparently going to try to set my eyelashes with powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder because it's closest to me. She also recommended setting your coats, so between coats you go back in with the powder, so I guess I'll try that too. So I'm trying the YSL Lash Clash, which is actually coincidental and was a sample not related to these YSL palettes, but I wore it yesterday and it transferred like crazy and was embarrassing as heck because I put it on and then I went into Sephora and it was all over my face and I didn't realize it, and I was looking in one of their little mirrors. So I'd already talked to like 3 people, and I know we all wonder if Sephora employees are judging us. So after I saw that, I was like, oh, yep, I was being judged. But also tell someone, be like, hey, you have a smudge. Can I get you a tissue and a mirror? Don't let me walk around like that. That's one of the things I've had to tell my boyfriend. I'm like, these are the things in my makeup I need you to tell me are happening, because I'll end up, after eating, I'll have like lipstick on my chin and we're 3 hours later and I notice it and I'm like, you tell me. Don't let me walk around like that. Going back in, setting. Mostly the tips, I guess, because I don't want to drive powder into my eyeball. That sounds terrible. Also, related note, as I'm trying to get my mascara to last longer, one of the other things that I'm struggling with lately, and I don't know how, because I'm talking to you about like, wow, my mascara transfers and doesn't want to stay on my lashes, but then at the end of the day, I can't get my mascara off. And I'm not using waterproof mascaras because I like my mascara to come off easy. It's like with all different brands and formulas, and I use an oil-based cleanser first, and sometimes I use the oil-based cleanser, let it sit, rub it around my eyeballs, and then I use a makeup eraser to like wipe it off so that I'm like, and then but like last night I did all those things, oil cleanse, makeup eraser, and then like my second cleanse, and I still had mascara on, and it was like, you know, sticking my eyelashes together, so I had to go back in with more micellar water on a like little mini makeup eraser and like soak it off. And honestly, that's too much work. I have pretty sensitive eyes, especially right now during allergy season, and so like sleeping with mascara remnants on will cause me to wake up with worse eyes, and I don't like it because then my eyes water all day, and it's actually one of the reasons that I frequently don't film, because I can't get my eyes to stop watering. Anyway, your favorite eye makeup remover or your favorite mascaras that are easy to remove would be most appreciated, because I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. And I'm using the Make Beauty oil cleanser, which is pretty highly recommended. Maybe it's just, I don't know. So techniques, products, whatever you got, I'm interested, because this problem is ridiculous, and I feel like it didn't used to be a problem that I had, but it seems like it's like all mascaras. It's like my Glossier mascara, Tower 28, the Rare Beauty mascara, this YSL one that was transferring on me, but I still couldn't get it off. Is Maya mascara. Like, there's been a ton of mascaras, so I don't necessarily think it's the mascara. I think it's something else going on. That was a lot of talking for me to set my... Should I set them a final time? I don't remember that part. I don't think she set them at the end, but now I'm scared. Will it turn them white? Let's test it on one side. Okay, it doesn't really turn them white, so I'm gonna set on that side and not on that side. And if anything interesting happens, I'll pin it. I'll put a pin comment. Okay. Anyway, that was like 2 huge sidetracks in what was supposed to be a short video on the new YSL quads. But, so just to recap, I gotta be really careful with this one. That is the look with 100 Stora Dolls. And then this is the look with 300 Kasbah Spices. And they're both so pretty. I've been like wanting to get more into like colorful, bold eyeshadow looks again, because I've gotten away from them and I miss them. But then I do something like this and I'm like, this is so, I just feel pretty, like just pretty. And sometimes that's kind of fun too, where it just feels like, not effortless, this was a lot of effort, but you get it, just like simple. That's everything. Let me know if you're excited about the YSL mini clutches coming to the US soon. What shades are you interested in picking up? Let me know your mascara tips, because I'm in desperate need of them. And if you saw these little straps hanging out this whole time, no you didn't. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go find a lipstick and I will hopefully see you later. I'm taking the LSAT this Saturday, and once I'm done with that, I will have more free time and focus. But right now, anything that isn't studying makes me nervous. So that's why I haven't been filming or editing lately, and these came in and it just felt special, so I did it anyway. Anyway, I will see you again soon. Bye.